Okay, so let's see how we can do some simple image processing. So we have here this image, and we first save it as a WSXM file or STP file. We can choose here the different channels we want to look at. Here we have different channels, the amplitude, the phase. We're going to look now at the height channel. That's what's interesting for us. And the first light is for the trace, the second for the retrace. We just want to look now at the trace. So we're going to save it. Let's just save it in a certain location wherever you want. Let's call this a certain name. And now we're going to open it with the WSXM program file open. So now when I want to open it, it's important to know if this is checked or not, the plane is checked or not. So if you're not so worried about different artifacts and whatever, you would, as we say, want to do a simple image processing, so we can just click this plane. And then let's open the one which we saved. Okay, and then we can do a little bit more flattening and image processing. So for example, we'll open here flatten, and let's use flatten using paths. New path. This is when we think that this area is supposed to be flat, so we're going to make a path that will flatten this area because we already know how this features look more or less, how the sample looks more or less. So I'm going to press here left click, then take it along where I know where it's flat. Again, left click, right click. I can do another one. Left click, right click, apply, and a much flatter image. We can look at a profile of it. Here we can look at profile, choose this. Again, left click, we take it to wherever we want to look at the profile, and then right click. Here we have a window of the profile. When we press this window of the profile, we have different ways of seeing what's going on here, measuring. So again, if I have this window active, I won't have those options. I press on this window, so now it's active, and then I have this option here. So I can measure the distance between this point and this point. Okay, it's 10 microns. I can measure the height difference. Okay, it's about 60 nanometers. I can also look in this direction, which is, I know which is more flat. That's because we flatten in that direction. And here we can see it better. So now I can see better the real height difference, which is about 70 nanometers. Another interesting game we can do is play with the 3D image. So we can also play with the proportion of the scale of the Z. This is keeping it proportional. You can also play with it so it'll look nice. I like to add also the amplitude information. You can play also with the rotation, with the tilt, rotation, also with how the light is kind of hitting the sample. You can also play with the color. And that's also a nice contrast. Yeah, that's it for now.